Hi, I'm Rocket and welcome to Whiteboard Katas. I'm thrilled to bring you this series. It's going to cover a bunch of different scenarios with a bunch of different practice situations that you can use to improve your whiteboarding skills. Let's do a quick rundown. First, we're going to start with a general kata that I call three-ish. This is where you do threes of things. Next, we'll work on repetitive shapes. This is where you draw various shapes in a repetitive way. Novel that. Next, living large. How to draw large shapes and be good at it. Numbers and letters, an incredibly important part of whiteboarding. As you can see, making sure you have good lettering will improve legibility and improve how people perceive what you're producing. Lines and arrows, as you want to connect different things on the whiteboard having good arrow and line technique, a must-have. Architecting all the things, so the primary audience for this is solution architects and different architects who do a lot of whiteboarding to understand the constraints and understand the situation. And so the architecting all the things is a fun kata in which you get to create architectures just at random. It's a lot of fun. And then last, but not last probably, is people and perspectives. As I'm going through this, I may add some additional ones, so this may not be all of them. Let's talk about some of the methods that we're going to talk through. So one, of course, is going to be whiteboards. So as you see, this whiteboard setup is what we'll be practicing on mainly. I will do these same katas and record them for iPad. There's different iPad tools out there that you can use, and on paper. And so this is a situation I have a setup that you can just use a piece of paper with. So it's pretty effective. We'll talk through some of the mechanisms and setups to make this effective. We'll be concentrating primarily on remote whiteboarding because that's the situation we're in for at least the next year. A lot of the whiteboarding, if you're lucky enough to have a whiteboard at home, whether it's a larger one or even a smaller one, this will help you when you get back and are able to be in front of people. I have a situation where we have an arm mount, so you can use an arm mount to take a camera or an iPhone and point it down at a piece of paper. You could even point it at an iPad. It's less effective with an iPad, but a piece of paper, and share that. And that's a very effective way to do something if you don't have a big setup like this. And then, of course, there's the screen share method where you hook up your iPad to a MacBook and you use QuickTime to share what you're doing, and then you share that on your screen. Some of the situations I'll walk you through as part of this, live translation. So I'm looking for a situation that I can share publicly that I can play back to you as it's happening and then whiteboard that for you. So that'll give you an idea of what it's like to be live whiteboarding. Inserting into a doc and a slide. I have several techniques in which I could take a picture like this, turn it into something that looks really nice on a slide or in a document. And then lastly, how do I take something that I've drawn and convert it either wholeheartedly or hybridly to a drawing using Lucid Charts or Draw.io or Visio or anything like that, or even PowerPoint is an effective way to do it. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're going to take the time to go through this with me. And I'm Rocket, and welcome to Whiteboard Katas.